why don't you already start taking the things that you want, that you desire? It has become kind of a common knowledge that you basically will always get the things that you want, right? And you will always get the things you think about, the reality you ask for, basically. So, and that you always attract exactly what you are, right? If you are thinking very positively, you will only attract positive things and soon will find yourself in a positive feedback loop, right? The same goes for depression, for negativity, for sadness. If you think there is no hope for you, if you think the world is a place of fear, despair, suffering, then that will be your world, right? The world will always reflect your inner self to you, right? And it's kind of well known. It's public information, right? Everyone knows this in some way, or feels it at least. And more people, like I said, start to talk openly about these topics, about these things. And yet, nonetheless, so many people remain stuck even with the knowledge, right? Even with the knowledge of self-accountability, of I can take whatever I want, I can get whatever I want. But man, why are you not doing it already, right? Why are you not already taking all the things that you desire? Why don't you start conquering life already? It is made for you, and you just sit around in fear, in despair, and just rot, basically, right? And the simple truth is, I can tell you that if you feel a pull towards something, if you align yourself with it, right? If you desire it, if you align yourself with it, there is no doubt that you will eventually get it and receive it. Okay. And if you are not actually achieving what you want, there is only one reason for this, and this is because you are simply giving out mixed signals, or even better, the complete wrong signals. Okay. What does signaling mean? I'm not just talking about like thoughts, it's not just thoughts, but signaling means how the whole of your being acts out in reality, right? So it starts with your emotion, right? The emotions you're feeling, your moods. These emotions will lead to your thoughts. The thoughts will result in words you speak. The words will eventually lead to action, and action will create your desired or undesired reality. Okay, so this chain of five reactions, right? This 5 signals you can give out. If you align these, there is no doubt that reality will serve you, right? That God sees you and thinks, all right, this is what he wants naturally. I see it's part of his path, right? I see he deserves this, and then he grants you access to it. Obviously, bro. Come on, take it. It's yours, right? It's so simple. We have to realize at some point this simple ultimate truth that everyone in this earth, everyone in history, everyone that will come and has come, has had the exact same tools that you have, right? That is simply your mind, your consciousness, your being, right? That you are a human being, that you can think, that you can feel, that you can do. And your 2 hands, man, literally just the 2 of your hands that can build anything and everything, right? You have to realize that everything you see, everything around you, everything in society, infrastructure, has been built by someone with simply with both of his hands and his mind put to focus. Okay, so with purpose, aligned signals, and intuitive action, literally everything can be built, achieved, or created. And the only thing I'm telling you, the only thing limiting your powers of creation are these parts inside of you that are not actually part of your true self. Okay? It's those lower parts, those negative parts of low frequency emotions that you can really quite simply just let go of. Okay? Because inside of you there is this core, this true being, consciousness, we could call it, soul, whatever you want to call it. And around this core are layers and layers of false, let's say, illusionary personalities, egos, whatever. And it is in these egos that negativity and emotion is created, right? It not abuses, but your consciousness literally feeds energy into these illusions, which create negative emotions, okay? And these are what is blocking your free acting, your free attracting, your free living, actually, okay? But the good thing is, like I said, it is not actually part of you, and so you can slowly but surely let go of these false and lower emotions, egos, patterns, okay? They are not meant to be part of you, right? They are meant to be let go of, literally. The next thing we need to realize and comprehend is that success, despite what you might think, doesn't actually come from hard work, from suffering, from failing, from pain. Of course, failing is part of the process always, but you don't have to work hard, right? You don't have to suffer through pain after like long overworking hours. Because if you do purposeful work with a higher purpose, if you can see that it serves you, that it serves others, that it serves God, and ultimately this existence, then it won't feel like hard work. Then suffering is not necessary, okay? Of course, there is always some degree of focus in working and in creating, of course, but focus does not mean that it's hard or difficult or painful. It's just focus. You need determination, you need discipline, you need the strong desire to always remain awake and always remain focused and not forget yourself and not act in degeneracy and sin, let's say, or take wrong paths, do wrong steps, right? Get stuck in addictions or bad habits, okay? Of course, you need the determination, you need the discipline, but it won't be hard or painful because you will start receiving things, you will start building your reality at the moment when things start to feel very easy going, like things just work out your way, right? Like you just have this glowing positivity, this unshakable core that literally radiates out and that just naturally makes everything work. Okay, you have to truly believe that all things will work out in your favor, no matter if you have a bad day, no matter if you have a bad experience, no matter if things don't work out in the moment. Okay, you have to be free of any doubt, okay, because it is this doubt that is the main limiter of getting what you want. And so logically, every time you are free, like I said, things will come to you naturally and hard, painful moments will be eliminated out of your life. Now, the best way to free yourself from doubt, to eliminate any doubt as it arises, is quite simply and obviously intuitive action in the moment. Okay, simply taking action in the moment serves us because it breaks us free of this chain of thoughts, right, of this overthinking, as some people might call it. It breaks us free of thought. It refocuses our sight onto the path, right, onto the future, onto our desired outcome, right? We feel it getting closer. We feel like it might be just around the corner. And thirdly, we build up momentum. Okay, we don't lose the momentum, because when you have momentum, things are very easy, right? It's like driving a car. You don't have to floor the throttle when you're already going 100 kilometers per hour. The motor just has to do very little work to keep the momentum going. Okay, and the same goes for you. Once you have built the momentum with small steps of action and regular action, right, here comes discipline into play again. The car, the train, whatever, the plane flies by itself. You just have to keep on slight pressure, okay? You just have to keep staying in the momentum, in the action, not get thrown out by simple failures, let's say, right? And never let the doubt get back in, okay? And now, secondly, the ultimate and full, complete guide or way to dissolve doubt is for us to deeply comprehend and experience the greatness of this physical reality that we reside in. Okay. Now, if we take a look at what we are, at where we are, we see that everything feels very dense and very hard and not really interchangeable, right? I mean, we have matter, we have literal hard objects, right? If I punch on here, I can't get through. It's hard, it's solid, right? But this solidness is just an illusion. It's not real, it's not really solid. Because it's just small small vibrating particles, right? Atoms. Vibrating at the right frequency so that they stay together, that the gravity holds them together, so that they form the illusion of matter, right? It's only an illusion. It's not real. There are no hard objects. If I had like some gamma rays or something, some radiation, it would go right through. And this is not because it's some magic, but simply because it is not actually dense. Okay, everything around us is simple waves and particles and vibrations. Literal small objects, small particles, or waves, right? We don't even fully comprehend it yet, but it's just a whole lot big mixture of different frequency and vibration. Okay, I mean, let's take iron as an example. Okay, we have iron in its cold state, in its natural state, at room temperature. It's unbendable, right? It's very solid. Okay, if we now increase the vibration of the iron, you already know what will happen, right? It gets fluid, it gets like a liquid if you heat it too hot, and it becomes very easily formable and changeable. Okay, because it is less dense and it is of a higher frequency. I think you can follow me here, right? And now the next step is to imagine what this world would be, or what you would be, right? If you were able to change the frequency of your consciousness, of your mind, right? If, for example, you were able to refocus your consciousness into a less dense state that goes beyond your body, right? Or to simply imagine how planes would look that are less dense than this physical reality, right? If you believe in God, you believe there is a heaven. And it is only logical that a place that is lower to God, closer to God, is less complicated, easier interchangeable, right? Because we have angels and humans shaping reality there. And so that means that in these places that are less dense, that the closer we are to God, the closer we get to God, plane-wise, right, reality-wise, that manifestation or changes of reality happen a lot faster as reality gets less dense and dense. And so in return, we can believe or take the conclusion that this realm, this place God has put us in, is only a learning space for us to understand ourselves, our powers, right? To comprehend all these parts of us that are truly, truly we, and those parts that we can let go of, those parts that hold us back and hold us down out of heaven, out of experiencing reality. In our reality, changes happen according to our thoughts and to our alignments, basically, but a lot slower because of the physicality, of the denseness of the particles, right? It is very dense, and so changes don't happen instantly. If I want an ice cream right now, and if I fully believe in it, and if I pray to God, it won't just appear in my hand, right? Maybe when I wake up tomorrow and go outside, meet a friend, we'll get ice cream or something, right? Maybe there are multiple ways that ice can quickly be manifested into my reality. Maybe I go to the supermarket tomorrow and see like the best ice cream ever and buy it and it's perfect. It doesn't matter, but it can't just spawn in my hand. But now imagine that we are in a reality that is less dense and more fluid, right? Or more interchangeable. In this reality, the frequency of my consciousness would be picked up a lot faster. That means that I would instantly attract ice cream, for example, right? I would think ice cream and it would pop up next to me because it just moves so much faster. Reality gets a lot more simpler, and simpler, simplified, right? The source, obviously, the start of the universe, it was one simple point. So it gets more simple and simple, okay? And now imagine if we have a very wicked mind. We are like depressed, we have greed, we are full of lust, and then we get into a realm where reality quickly manifests. We literally build hell around us, right? We attract demons, we maybe do bad things just with our thoughts, and therefore we have to go through this reality first to comprehend and to learn how to create and how to live properly in alignment with your purpose, with your call, with yourself, and also with God's plans. Okay. Now, getting back again to our topic, getting what you want. I think if you contemplate on this and if you meditate long enough to have these experiences yourself, to search the truth and find the truth intuitively, right? All doubt will be eliminated because you know for a fact, you have experienced that thought aligned with emotions and actions and words, whatever. If you've experienced that your alignment shapes reality, right? And you've acknowledged that this is not something to play around with, right? That this is not something to have fun with or something, okay? It is serious, like it's serious work because we prepare ourselves for life after death. And you don't want to wake up after you're gone and continuously live in illusions, because these illusions lead to the biblical hell, literally. But yeah, eliminate doubt through understanding how reality works and what our purpose is here, right? Only through this way we can comprehend our great powers and apply them, but not just to serve our ego, to serve our lower desires, right? Materialism, lust, greed, power, but to serve humanity and sacrifice these desires, okay? We always have to apply our knowledge, our action with good intention, okay? With great power comes great responsibility, as you know. All right, that's it from me. If you have any remaining questions, leave them in the comments, and I would be very grateful if you take a look in the description and subscribe to my email list. It's free, and I will give you regular pieces of wisdom, pieces of reality that can very quickly enhance your journey and lead you to yourself and to the truth of the ultimate reality. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I will see you all in the next